Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I've got my coloring book, Just Add Sparkles, a coloring book where everything shines, and it's available on Amazon if you want to color along. If you have your coloring book, go ahead and grab it because today I'm coloring in dessert themed pages. Before I begin, be sure to like and subscribe and let's get coloring. I immediately knew what page I wanted to start with coloring today because it's been getting warmer outside and I felt like it's the perfect time and the perfect season for some ice cream, and I love coloring in this page. I've actually colored it in a couple of times. I have a couple of favorites that I keep doing on repeat, and this is one of them. I feel like there are so many different ways you can color in some ice cream. There are so many different flavors. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? When I've colored this in before, I've been pretty creative and come up with some different and original flavors, but this time I'm going to do a tried and true one that's already been done. I'm going to do some Neapolitan ice cream, which is such a weird flavor of ice cream because it's like strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla together, but why does it have its own unique flavor and taste? It doesn't taste like those three ice creams separately, it combines into one unique flavor. I don't really understand that, but I decided to start with the left side of the ice cream scoop and go ahead and do the pink on that side. This scoop somehow turned out to be perfect. Even though this is swirled ice cream, I wanted to keep all of the colors separate, so the left side is going to be the strawberry flavor and the right side is going to be the chocolate. This is definitely an ideal world situation. Nobody's ice cream cone would ever look like this, but it is aesthetic and makes for a good coloring page, so that's how I'm gonna do this one. But that's one of the fun things about coloring. You can make the unreal real and you can create whatever you want. So I decided to just keep on going with the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry completely separated, even though it's swirled into one ice cream cone. So then I just decided to make the colors look extra rich. I was trying to make sure that everything looked pastel but also bright. I've been running out of a lot of marker colors, so some of that got challenging. I decided to add in some warmth to the middle vanilla, but I also left it just white, and then it was time for the sprinkles. For the sprinkles, I had a couple of different ideas. The first idea was to divide the sprinkles into like pink, brown, and white sprinkles to match the ice cream, but I feel like that'd be a little too matchy and too hard to do with how I had separated the colors, so instead I went a completely different route and did kind of a teal blue. But now it's time to move on to the cone. Nothing tastes better than what I call the plastic cones. They're those like foamy type of cones that look like shiny and plasticky for some reason, and those are my favorite, and they come in different colors. So for this one I just did like an original cone color, but now that I'm thinking about it, I could have done like virtually any cone color because, you know, you just add some food dye in there and there you go, you have whatever color cone you want. But I decided to go more of a classic route for this one, so I colored in the cone with a rich kind of tan color, and then I decided to do the skin tone real quick. I'm completely out of any of my skin tone markers that are this color skin, and so I've been using like a pink color, but I feel like you can't tell. Can you tell that it's pink? I don't know. I can't tell that it's pink. So then I went ahead and did that, and then I thought it'd be cute to make the nails match the sprinkles and do a little bit of a cute little matching sprinkle moment. And then it was time to color in the wrapper for the cone as well. I love this little smiley face dripping logo for an ice cream cone shop logo idea. I think that would be such a cute design. I wonder if it's, already been done out there in the world, but I think that's really cute. I decided to just make it purple and yellow to kind of just mix up and make it original from any other colors that I've used so far, just to add in something a little bit different. Plus, you're probably not going to match your wrapper to everybody's individual ice cream, so I feel like that made a little more sense. Of course, I had to add in some color to the sparkles and stars on the side, and then it's time for my favorite part, which is adding in the white gel pen details. So now I'm going ahead and adding a whole bunch of highlights, and here's how it turned out. It looks so beautiful. There's not enough sparkle on this one, but that's okay because the next one's gonna have a lot more. I'll show this one again at the end, but for now, here's how it turned out on my perfectly separated Neapolitan ice cream. And now it's time to color in the next dessert, which is going to be a cupcake. Sometimes I have a slight plan in mind when I'm going in with my colors, but for this one, I did not have a plan at all. I know that I wanted to do a whole bunch of different colors and kind of make it pastel rainbowy, but also maybe a little bit of a galaxy vibe. I had no idea what I was going with for this. I just kept on picking colors that I thought would kind of blend into each other, trying to follow the color of the rainbow. That way I didn't make any muddy colors. So I started off with a pink swirl to the top left and then a purple swirl to the top right that faded into blue and then a lighter blue and then a green, and tried to follow that pattern. But for some reason I didn't incorporate the bottom right side at all until later. It was such an afterthought, but I still think it worked out. I was trying to keep it pastel, but I feel like I don't have a lot of bright pastel colors. I like Ohuhu's pastel colors and they offer a lot more, but I feel like they get less saturated, which makes it hard. I feel like that orange doesn't look orange enough. Adding this orange next to it made it look so pale. So I need to find a way to make pastel colors but that are still really saturated, if that makes sense. So then I went ahead and just kept on following the color of the rainbow and ended up adding in some pink to orange to yellow and then blended it in with the green that I did before on that side. But then it was time to do the bottom part of the frosting, and I just decided to use a very bright pink, which I thought kind of ruined the whole thing at first, but I'm glad I added in a pop of color because like I said, the rest of them were just feeling a little flat and muted. I didn't alter them because I still wanted it to feel pastel, so I just thought it's okay if we have a little bit of a pastel fading into maybe more of a neon moment. But I just kept on going, trying to follow kind of a rainbow pattern, and here's what the frosting ended up looking like. I wish those colors were a little bit more vibrant, but I just added in a whole bunch of different colored stars to try and add in some texture and dimension, and then I added in a darker gray marker to just add in some depth to try to make the frosting look a little bit more 3D, and I feel like that helped with the colors a little. But now it's time to work on the cupcake wrapper. For the wrapper, I really wanted to make it look like an outer spacey kind of effect, so I decided to use purples, pinks, and blues. And I don't know if the wrapper in this case would be see-through and we're seeing that the cupcake is purple, or if this is just a purple cupcake wrapper, but either way would be cool. So I just decided to go ahead and make it an ombre effect and do a darker blue at the bottom and a lighter purple at the top. So I felt like, we had a little bit of a rainbow galaxy vibe moment, which, what happens in Mario Kart. There's a rainbow road in space there, so I figured it could work here too. So I just added in a whole bunch of colors and tried to keep adding in detail to give it the effect that I wanted, and I felt like it kind of looked like maybe a rainbow in the middle and then the nighttime at the bottom. So I felt like it would be cool to make the cookie at the top right have kind of a sunset effect and stick along with the sky celestial type of theme. So that's what I did for the cookie at the top, and this cookie turned out beautiful. I imagine it would be the tastiest cookie with some fruit flavors in there, maybe a bit of orange or lemon kind of cookie flavor. And so I added in some pink to orange to a yellow orange to a yellow, and I felt like that was a really cute design and it complemented the cupcake but also had its own thing going on. But what flavor do you think that this cookie would be, and what flavor do you think the cupcake would be? The cupcake would either be really good flavors, maybe some fruit, maybe some fun things in there, or it would be just vanilla with a lot of food dye in it. But let me know what you think it would be. And then of course I had to color in the cherry on top. I did a classic red since I hadn't used that color anywhere, and then it was time to start adding in those finer details. I added in the sprinkles. I decided to do a dark purple, but then of course I decided to add in sparkles with my gel pen. So I added in my purple gel pen all over the sparkles and then added in some white gel pen as well to make sure that the frosting looked extra delicious. And here is how this cupcake turned out. I love all of the colors in it, and I love the rainbow effect with the little galaxy wrapper and of course the sunset cookie. I think it all turned out so cute together. I do wish the colors were a bit brighter, but I'm not mad about the final result. But here are both of the coloring pages side by side, comment a cupcake emoji if you like the cupcake better, and comment an ice cream cone if you like the ice cream better. I think they both turned out so beautiful, so different though. We've got a classic Neapolitan, and of course, we have the rainbow cupcake. Thanks for coloring along with me. If you haven't already, you can shop my coloring book on Amazon.com. It's called Just Add Sparkles, and it has so many fun coloring pages. Thank you guys so much for coloring along with me. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!